Welcome and thank you for tuning in to the Believe in Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Believe, better known as KevBiyi, man. And if you yourself are interested in creating your own podcast, let me show you how to do it, man. Let me give you some great advice. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. I only need two things real quick. Listen in close. Number one, it's free. That should say it all right there. But if that's not enough, number two, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That means you can start making money from day one on your podcast and start putting that money to good use. So, let me give you the information. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM to get started today. And I want to hear your podcast. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Believe in Yourself podcast. Now I'm your host, KevBiyi, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been tuning into these episodes. And I pray, and my prayer is that everyone has been getting some type of inspiration, motivation, or even some tips and tricks of the trade that they can use in their everyday journey or lives into entrepreneurship, professionalism, or just downright living. Now, if you want some more from our guests on the show, we're eventually going to be partnering with them and bringing you some special discounted items later on. So if you love these guests and love the things that they have to offer and you would love to support and build the community, all you need to do is text BIY to 31996. That's BIY to 31996, and let's grow this community together. Peace. Hello. Welcome to the Your Vibe Radio Believe in Yourself podcast segment. I thank everybody for tuning in. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Darnell Cunningham, in the station.
What's going on, man?
Yes. And if you guys all remember, if you guys want to join the Believe in Yourself community, you just have to text BIY to 31996. That's BIY to 31996. Now, this week's Golden Nugget is sponsored by Titan Protective Services. And the golden nugget for this week is the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So a lot of times the main point of this podcast is to get people to believe in themselves and understand that whatever you're looking for is going to start within you. Whatever you have already is what you're going to use to get you to that success. So the secret to get into whatever success or goal that you want to get to is getting started. Once again, it's brought to us by Titan Protective Services, protecting what matters most to you. So what's going on, Mr. Darnell? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. You know, another day, man. I'm alive, man. I'm healthy, man. You know, coronavirus free.
That's definitely a good thing.
For sure, man. But everything good, brother. Can't complain, man.
So how's your day been going?
Oh, man, it's been crazy, man. You know, I started 6 o'clock every morning.
Yeah. I know. I'm there. I'm there 2 days out the week.
Exactly, man. So, you know, for me, you know, sometimes I end my days at 1, sometimes I end my days at 8 p.m., you know, depending on the day. So it's a long day. Today was a short day, thank God. But everything else been going good, man. And right before I got here, man, let me talk about that, bro. Man, my daughter's mom, man, she had high blood pressure. It was too high.
Whoa.
So yeah, man. So the ambulance had to come, man, and it was you know, scary at first. You know what I mean? And, you know, I had to get my daughter. She was like, you know, wait, like what? You know, she was man, you know. But nah, man. So it was just crazy because, man, like right before, man, I just really feel like, you know, sometimes the enemy, man, wants to push you down, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop you from your progress. So, you know, I had to push through, pray for her, and, you know, all we can do is pray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll be getting updates about that.
Well, she was fine and everything when you left.
Yeah, she was good, man. She was good. They took her to the emergency room, but she's good. They check her.
Oh, okay.
She's all right, man.
Is that something that normally happens? Blood pressure? Is she diabetic?
She's diabetic. She's diabetic, and she's 73.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. So it's her grandmother. So you know, for you know, it's a little scary at that age.
Yeah.
No, but hey, God willing, man, everything's gonna be all right, brother. You know?
Definitely, man. I'm glad to hear that. So how do you feel about the climate of our country right now? I mean, there's so much going on since this year started. Everybody said 2020 was the year of what? Vision?
Right.
The year of vision? Vision got a little blurry real quick.
Right,
So
real quick.
How do you feel about it?
Man, it's crazy, man. Like, from, the cops killing innocent black people, man, and from coronavirus, from just the weather, man. It's crazy right now, man. We're in very fragile times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what the word for it, fragile.
Yeah,
this year is very on edge. Everybody's walking on ice. We don't know what's going on. And even there was jokes out there, man, talk about Jumanji, next level Jumanji. So
I can see that.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know what level we on now, but listen, I'm just, just praying that my family stays safe, man. But no, man, it's crazy, man. This upcoming election, man. Scary.
Yay, 2020, maybe.
Yeah. At this point, man, that's the best bet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, somebody told me one time, I believe it was a guest I had, said this is going to be like the cocoon year. So, like, everybody who was focused on the chaos, wasn't really building, when they come out, they probably won't really blossom. But those that put in the work now and were focused and did their thing,
absolutely.
Next year, you're going to see those people sprout like butterflies, and they're going to be wondering where it came from.
Absolutely. And I really believe that, man, like, during this time, it's not a time to chill. Now is the time to grind. Now is the time to get ahead. The world is changing.
Yeah.
And if you don't change with it, you're going to be left behind.
Exactly.
So when we get out of this quarantine, we get out of this, pandemic, man, the cream's going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're a hustler during the pandemic, you're going to be a hustler outside of it, but you're going to be that much more far ahead because there's a lot of people that's taking their time. Like, there's a lot of people who lost their jobs, and I'm sorry that, but at the same time, like, we got to keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Because that's what life is. Life is progressive.
Exactly, man. So you can't allow the outside distractions. And even though you lost your job, it's still a distraction outside of yourself that you can't control.
Right.
So whatever you can control, you must take that action to control it. Absolutely. And do what you can with it.
Absolutely.
So you gave a little in the beginning, you told us about your job. People that know, I met Darnell at Tap Out Fitness. Those that's watching us on Facebook or Instagram. He's one of the trainers at Tap Out Fitness. I go there twice a week, get my kickboxing on. And he always gives us some inspirational words of encouragement at the end of the workout, And I just knew he would be somebody that I know would come on here. He would have a good story to give us and, some inspiration to inspire people out there.
Sure.
So that's how I brought him on. So I'm going to let him give a little background about how he get into fitness, and he's also a life coach. So tell us a little bit about both.
Oh, man, how I got into fitness. Well, I started playing football since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And for me, it was always easy, because it's like, man, I work out already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just about 2011, I had a girlfriend at the time. And she wanted to lose weight. So I trained her. She lost like 40 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. So I was like, hey, I think I could do this, man. You know what I mean? And for me, it wasn't about the money, man. It was just that I really felt like this is what my career was about.
Okay.
This is the next level thing. So when I started, I was also coaching football. I've been coaching football since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I was coaching football, so I was a junior coach. I wasn't that good, but even over time I got better. But so I was coaching football at the time. So what I did was I was working at Finish Line, the shoe store.
Mm-hmm. And do they still have them around? Are they still around?
They're still around, but they're in the malls.
Okay.
I don't know if they're outside the malls.
Yeah, the malls are kind of shut down right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all of them.
Not all of them, but but the ones in Macy's and I think Sawgrass Mall has a Finish Line by itself. So,
Okay.
But anyways, so I was training football players, and what we did was I trained them. I was like, hey guys, I'll train you for $10. Let's just get it going. So, reason why I brought up Finish Line is because I quit my job. I was like, I'm done. I went full force. I'm going to train. Bada bada boom. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make money because I had 20-something kids.
Yeah.
So at the time, $200 was like, that was money for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was living at home, and for me, that was bread.
Yeah.
So I made the jump. And man, did I land awkwardly? Dude, listen, man. After 2 months, man, all the parents to stop for whatever the reason was. And I was without a job for 8 months.
Wow.
But without a job doesn't mean I didn't hustle.
Yeah.
I've always been a hustler. And I thank God my dad and my mom taught me that. You know what I mean? To make ends meet, man. You know what I mean? There's sometimes, listen, man, I didn't, man, dude, there was some times when I didn't have it. I didn't know how to get it, you know, but God always found a way, man. So that's that situation, right? So that's how it started for me.
Yeah.
Then I started working at LA Fitness, 2013.
Okay.
They fired me after 6 months, but I think it was a calling because they fired me because what they said. They fired me because they said I was training people outside of the gym when I wasn't. Yeah, it was crazy.
But
yeah.
They only expect you to train people at LA there. Like you can't make any money outside of there when you sign with. That's crazy.
Nope. If you have members, if you're training members, their members, you cannot work there. So they fired me, and the reason why I said it's a calling because when things like that happen, it was ordained, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a firm believer. You know what I mean? That things happen. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So
I too. I believe that.
Right. So I don't look at life like, oh my gosh, why me? I look at life and okay, well, what is God trying to teach me? You know what I mean? And so that happened. I was without a job again for 8 months. Then I found this place called Live Fit in Cooper City, and I was working there for about 5.5 years before I found Tap Out.
Okay.
My aunt owns a Tap Out Fitness in San Antonio, Texas. And she brought me on here just to try out, and I've been there ever since. It's been beautiful, man. It's been beautiful. I've come in contact with some amazing people, throughout my life. I've been training about 7 years now, 7 going on 8 years, and it's just been nothing but beautiful. It's been all the entrepreneurs listening. I know you can attest to this. Man, it's been up and down.
Oh yeah, roller coaster.
Roller coaster, man. Like I'm talking about the Sheikra, the one in Tampa, the Bush Gardens. I mean, the one that stopped you up at the top, man, just drop you, shoot, man, dude. It's been rocky, man. But again, it's all in alignment, man. You know what I mean? I really feel like my 2011 problems are not my 2020 problems, and I thank God for that. And this is what I mean, right? So in 2011, I couldn't handle my 2020 problems.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you go through each level of your life, there are new challenges.
Yeah.
So the challenge that I had in 2011, I would breeze through that in 2020. But how can I grow? How can I become stronger? So 2020, here we go.
Yeah. Corona,
you know what I mean? So, and it's a crazy thing, right? So during Corona, I have made more money than I have pre-Corona.
I think most people have said that. At least the ones that are the entrepreneurs that have been hustling, they said Corona's actually been a blessing.
It's been a blessing, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I quit my job for 6.5 years. I took a leap again, but this time, it landed well because, and I was for months. I was racking my brains. Man, should I quit this job, man? And should I do this? But I finally made the jump, and now I'm making more money in these last 4 months than I've ever made working and breaking my back. But now I'm doing something that I love.
Yeah.
And I love that. And it's beautiful. And then that's when life coaching came out of. Because I love to inspire. I love to walk into someone's life and say, hey, you're going to have an awesome day.
Yeah. And
see their smile. So something as small as just encouraging somebody that they can do it. For me, that it brings me happiness.
Yeah, because you never know what people are going through. That little word that you give them could just change their whole perspective of the day.
Whole day, man. I remember I told a lady, she walked past me. She had this perfume. I don't know. It could have been Dolce & Gabbana. I don't know. One of those cologne.
Yeah.
A perfume, excuse me. And I said, wow, you smell great. She said, really? She's like, my own husband didn't. I was like, hey, wait. All right, hold on. I just said you smell great. I don't want to cross that line. But to see her smile, see her happiness, you know what I mean? Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier, so we had a little feedback in the studio. I don't know what that was right there. Right. Caught us off guard. But you mentioned earlier about the roller coaster for entrepreneurs. I remember somebody I went to a funeral a couple of weeks back, and what is that? So I went to a funeral a couple of weeks back, and the guy that was speaking, he said about the guy who passed that he always told him that. Jesus, I don't know where we get that from. Ray, if you're listening in, man, we having a little bit of problems in here. So it was like he said there's two types of people: those that like the highway, just the straight way, and those that like roller coasters. Yeah. I believe the entrepreneurs are people who like the roller coasters because that's what your journey is going to be like. There's going to be ups and downs. It's never really smooth sailing because even when you feel like, oh, it's going smooth right now, that's when that monkey wrench comes and it's thrown in.
Absolutely.
I don't know what is going on with that. But
hey man, roll with the punches, man.
Yeah, I'm rolling with it right now.
Roller coaster, man. You know what I mean? So, it's not going to always be beautiful, you know?
Exactly. We're going through a little bit of a roller coaster right now. So next, you said you started the life coaching. So how long have you been doing life coaching?
So I just recently started life coaching through a certification.
Okay.
I've been life coaching since I was 16 years old. And you know, without pay, of course.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, as a trainer, you know, you have that, you know, you're working as a life coach as a trainer as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just you a trainer. It's bigger than that. You know what I mean? You're a counselor. You know, you listen to people, their problems, their marriage, their relationships, their finances, whatever. You know, it's all around. You know, so I just recently started that, and I'm looking forward to press on in life coaching because that's what I really want to do.
So you mean like eventually you want to transition to only life coaching?
Right. And I want to own a studio.
Oh.
So just, you know, be a boss, like a boss. You know what I mean? For me, even when it came to fitness, I've always told myself that, listen, Darnell, you're a good trainer. But working out and being physically training people, it wasn't what drove me.
Okay.
It was to transforming people's lives is what drove me. So, you know, like I told earlier, you know, putting a smile on people's face through the body, through working out the mind, body, and the spirit.
Yeah.
That is what drove me. So I said, this life coaching is the next stage of my life. So, you know, when I have my own studio, I want to incorporate life coaching within the studio. Okay. You know, obviously in a separate meeting room, but
will it still be a part of the fitness? Because I feel like life coaching could be, fitness can be one of like the incorporate, or like one of the sub parts of life coaching. I feel like fitness is an important part for most people's lives. Like,
Absolutely.
If you feel good physically, that's one aspect of just feeling good mentally.
Absolutely.
You know, when I come to the gym, sometimes I'm not in the best mind state, but after I leave, whatever I was thinking about before, I don't even remember anymore.
Absolutely. I mean, I really feel like health is wealth. You know what I mean? So when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, things happen. You know what I mean? Because you're thinking positive at all times. You know, you're not looking at your body. You're not saying negative things. And I'm a true believer in, you know, your words have power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You know what I mean? So I tell people all the time that, listen, you know, you're looking in the mirror and you're telling your body, oh, I'm lacking this, or oh, I'm lacking that, or oh, I don't like this about myself. You're just putting a negative cloud over you.
Yeah.
Start to focus on what you do like about your body, and then build off of that.
Okay.
See, when you surround yourself around positivity, not just people, but the words you speak out your mouth, that's when life starts to happen for you. So, you know, so pretty much that's, you know, that's why I wanted to incorporate life coaching because and fitness, because that is it. And you're right. You know what I mean? You know, without fitness, you know, yeah, you can be happy, but what about your body?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, listen, you can have all the happiness in the world as well, and then
Hey, what's going on? I hope you guys enjoying the episode. This is Mr. Believe, and I just want to invite you guys to follow me on IG at KevBiyi. as in Victor, B as in boy, IYI. That's at KevBiyi on IG if you want to catch any of these interviews live and in color. See you soon.
Look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I don't like the way I look.
Or feel.
Or feel. And then that drags on your happiness as well. You know, but happiness is an inside job, man.
Yeah.
So.
And when you said the positivity, I really believe in that. Even though some people believe it, sometimes it's mumbo jumbo, but positive thinking and positive words, speaking positivity. You know, I try to do my best not to speak anything negative, even if it doesn't look good or it doesn't. I try to find that silver lining, because once you go down that negative rabbit hole, it can start to affect many different areas, and this affects the whole mood of your body.
Absolutely. You know, one negative thought in the morning,
Yeah,
can
whole
breed
day.
so many other negative thoughts. You know what I mean? And it all starts with how you talk to yourself in the morning and how you go throughout your day. It's so important. You know, first thing I do in the mirror, man, and when I wake up in the morning is I say something positive about myself.
yeah,
You know, it could be anywhere from I love myself, you're beautiful, you're a king. You know, so I'm talking about positive affirmations.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's how it begins. And a lot of people don't understand the power in positive affirmations. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. You know what I mean?
I know I do it. I do it a lot.
Man, dude, listen, I'm the CEO of my life, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if I don't take care of it, who will? And so that's what I like to do, man. I like to just speak positive, man, and just, just be positive. You know, as much as I can. Now, I didn't say that there wasn't going to be things happening in my life that was going to challenge me. You know, there's times, man, where I just feel like down and out at times, man. But I remember who I am. I remember who God is, and I remember, you know, that it's going to pass. It's like a tornado. Tornadoes don't come for a week. Chill out, right?
They come and they go.
They come and they go, man. So that's pretty much it, man.
Definitely. The power of positive energy. So, what kind of challenges have you faced along this journey?
Good question, man. So the challenges that I faced, man, was especially in the fitness industry. There's a lot of negativity as far as for trainers. So if you know, people as trainers, they look at your body and they're like, man, like he's not fit.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, that's what it was. It's always been like, oh man, like, you know, he don't do it the right way. It was all just haters. You know what I mean? Even recently, I ain't gonna talk about that, but you know, but even recently, man, you know, with the training in a certain studio, man, and you know, they were just always hating, man. Always just watching in the background and coming up to your face, hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
And in the background, you know they talking about you, man. But you know what? It's beautiful because I'm doing something right. Must be.
Yeah.
Because if I was just anybody, he wouldn't be talking about that, man. So the biggest challenge for me has always been the haters.
Okay.
You know, and the people who don't like me for whatever reason. Maybe because I exude energy, positive energy, and then sometimes people have a negative light. And when you walk past them, their soul might not sit right with yours because their soul's not right. You know, so that's just been the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Just dealing with haters, man. Dealing with people, just, you know, hating on you, man. But I love it though.
Yeah.
Before it used to break me down, because I always consider myself as a chameleon. I always like to blend into the room. But I realize chameleons don't live forever. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
They can't hide forever.
Right.
You gotta show yourself at some point.
I'm telling you, man. So, you know, so I since transitioned from that, man. But at first, you know, it used to bother me, it used to break me up, man. But, you know, hey, growth.
Yeah.
Growth,
So when you say body type, because I'm the type of guy, you know, sometimes people do judge you on your body type. But when I see your body type, I didn't think that you weren't a trainer. I thought you were a bodybuilder or something like that. You know, I feel, you know, everybody has different body types. Right. And as a trainer, I feel like you should know, like, everybody's not gonna, when they work out, it's not gonna look the same after a few months. Absolutely. Some are still gonna look a little bit more bulkier than others just because of their body type.
Right.
So do you run into people who say like, oh no, you're not doing it right because that person should look like this after a certain amount of months? that may not be educated on those type of things?
I've experienced that. Yes, I've experienced that. But again, like you said, they don't know. You know, a lot of people come in here thinking that it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's a wrong mindset. You know what I mean? Because yeah, you make the change in 3 months, but your habits haven't changed. That's not enough time. You know, listen, you know, and I see all these fad diets and, oh, you can lose 21 pounds in 21 days, or, you know, oh, man, you know, come train with me. I'll help you lose 50 pounds in 2 months. I'm like, yes, can it be done? Absolutely. I believe it. But that's an unrealistic expectation that a lot of people put on themselves. So I've lost clients because they expect fast results. And I try to tell them in the very, very beginning, hey, you know, this is a journey. This is not something that you just do twice a week and expect to lose weight. No, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I say just twice a week, I'm talking about just like coming in and just doing not much, right? Because you can lose weight in 2 times a week. You can do it.
Yeah.
But it's then you go home and then you eat
whatever
you want.
McDonald's, Burger King.
How does that work? And then you're blaming me. But again, that's the profession. You're gonna get that. You know what I mean? But you're gonna get more people that hate what you do, and more people that dislike what you do versus people that actually love you. But when you find the people that love you, those are the people that's gonna help sustain you.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna help you, you know, along your journey. But man, it's in every field.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have people who, you know, expect things to happen like that, and that's not how life works.
Yeah. I try to tell people when they're working out or trying to work out, because people used to always look at me, because I was an athlete and I always had like this physique, and it has to be a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't work out once or twice and then you do, like you say, the challenge, and then that's it. Your body's going to all of a sudden change. No, your lifestyle has to change, the way you eat, the way you think, the way you work out, and it can't just be twice a week. I go to the gym twice a week, but also do extra stuff outside of the gym to supplement that. So when I come in, I'm better than I was the last time.
Exactly.
Do you have time? Do you have trouble with explaining those things to people that come to the gym that may have those small memberships, like 2-day-a-week memberships, that, hey, you can't just rely on this alone?
I don't think I would say that I struggle with explaining that to them. I would say more so that they're gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna feel like what works for them is what works for them. You know what I mean? And
true.
And sometimes that's kind of hard to combat. You know what I mean? Because you can want the best for somebody. Say, look, man, you know, I need you working out 4 times a week, 1 more time a week. You know, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So at some point, you just say, all right, well, all right. Now I'm here still, you know.
Yeah. For me, sometimes I know, because I'm not a life coach or a trainer, but sometimes when I talk to people, it frustrates me sometimes. Because I'll try to, it's not that I'm trying to tell them what to do. I try to give them a little advice.
Right.
But when you see that they don't even take it, it's kind of like frustrating.
Absolutely.
So that, I know for me, that bothers me, but I'm pretty sure you're maybe used to that.
Oh, I mean, I am used to that, but it bothers me as well sometimes, because you can want the best for somebody genuinely, but they may not want the best for them. And I really feel like fitness is so spiritual, because, man, listen, I always say it. It's a lot like how faith works, because even when you can't see anything happen, something is always happening.
Yeah.
And with the body, you can walk past the mirror every day and not notice a difference.
Yeah.
But somebody that you haven't seen in 4 or 5 months, look, man, you look good.
Yeah.
And then you don't accept the compliment. That's a whole nother situation. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother situation. You know what I mean? And like, oh, why? I don't look. No, you do. But because you can't visibly see it, because you see yourself every day. And then that's the thing that I try to tell people who you know, are so antsy to see results.
Yeah.
You know, it's a process. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with God. It's spiritual, man. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a real beautiful thing. And if you do it the right way, this journey right here will be the most beautiful journey I've ever gone on, as far as transforming the body, the mind, and the spirit.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, sometimes people want to weigh themselves every day. I feel like that's just putting extra stress on yourself.
Man, let me tell you, now that's a struggle that I deal with. Man, I have clients right now, and I hope they're listening. I have clients right now, man, who weigh themselves every day, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do not do that, and especially, I'm sorry, ladies, your weight fluctuates, ladies. So it's don't do that to yourself because you're setting yourself up. Mm-hmm. What you could do is weigh yourself every 2 weeks. Weigh yourself once a week, and once a week it should be the minimum.
Yeah.
But every 2 weeks or once a month, that's when you should weigh yourself. But in the meantime, do not weigh yourself after a weekend of you eating bad.
Yes.
You are setting yourself up.
Because it's gonna be a jump.
Right, it's gonna be a jump. It's gonna be. Listen, if you go on vacation, you come back and you weigh yourself, don't get discouraged. Okay. Listen, the best thing
realistic.
Be realistic. The best thing that can happen is if you didn't lose any weight. And I've had clients who went on vacation for 2 weeks, came back and didn't lose any weight, or they didn't gain any weight, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's some people you come back, a little bit more, but that's okay. It's move forward.
Definitely.
So.
You also talked about haters sometimes, and for me, I feel like haters. I've learned a different approach to haters because I feel like we're all beings, and we all somewhat are part of God's, family or God's being. Right. So when you're seeing somebody, you're almost seeing yourself. Right. So like whatever problems you have with yourself, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, you're going to automatically nitpick that in somebody else.
Absolutely.
So, like, somebody might see you, like you said, and like, oh, this guy's not doing it right. This guy's not doing it right. And they don't even know you, or they're not even really understanding.
Absolutely.
There's something inside of them that's kind of like insecure,
right,
to make them feel like they got to point it out in you.
Absolutely, man. That's a big thing. I was telling you about a trainer that I know.
Yeah.
So much insecurity. They're so insecure about themselves that they feel like they have to put somebody down to feel that they have passed a certain level. And that's wrong, man. You know what I mean? But again, that's you. That's how you live your life. I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah.
That's how you live your life, man. But for me, I've learned to deal with haters with the knowledge that they're insecure. They're missing something in their life. Mm-hmm. That they have to focus on you and put you down.
Yeah.
In order for them to feel
exactly.
Important.
Yeah, so you have to just be mindful of that.
Right.
People are always nitpicking, always talking. You got to be mindful. Maybe there's something that they might be struggling with, and you can't really take it personal.
Right, absolutely.
So has there ever been a time in this journey that you felt like you wanted to give up? And if so, how did you get over it?
Man, is everybody listening? Okay. All right, so for me, so for the longest part of my training, I would want to say for like 3 years, I was in deep depression. I didn't know I was in deep depression. All I knew was that I didn't feel like myself. So for me, there's been countless of times where I didn't have any food to eat. I remember one story when I was living with my parents, and all I had to eat was a bowl of cereal. Frosted Flakes, to be exact. And, man, I cut up those bananas, man. When I cut up those bananas, put them inside, and I bumped the refrigerator, and it dropped. It dropped. And when I tell you, man, my heart dropped to the bottom of my stomach, man, because that was the only thing I would have had to eat for that day. And my stepmom saw that, and she was like, no, I'm going to get him food. You know what I mean? But it was, that was a turning point for me. But I almost, that was around the time, though, that I almost quit. I told myself that I can't do this. I got to get something secure.
Yeah.
Right.
Secure with insurance and all that.
Right. I need to get insurance, 401k, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So around that time, and there was another time. As a matter of fact, there was twice. So around that time, I felt like quitting because I wasn't able to support myself. This was before I had a daughter. 2 years ago, before I had my daughter, I almost quit again because You know, my dad means well. My dad, that's my guy, man. That's my superhero. You know what I mean? And he said, hey, you know, you should get a job. You know what I mean? And I was like, first of all, I'm very stubborn. You know what I mean? He'll tell you, man. Listen. I knew I wanted to train. I knew I wanted to be this person that owns a gym and, you know, be an influencer. But I'm very stubborn. So when people try to tell me, hey, Darnell, I think you should get something, you know, that's a little more secure.
Yeah.
I was stubborn. I didn't care if I didn't eat or nothing. At that time, I was stubborn. I said, I'm going to see this through. And it's flourishing. But during that time, man, for me, I just felt like I was down and out. You know, I was thinking about, man, I'm about to have a daughter. That right now, the income it's like a roller coaster. Pre-pandemic. You know? Yeah. So, you know, I don't know what to do right now, but a little voice told me, this is what you should do. This is where I put you. See it through. So at that point, I knew that I was going to keep pushing through, that it's going to work. Keep grinding. But then a lot of times, man, I feel like we are our worst enemies.
Yeah, with our minds.
With our minds, man. You know what I mean? Like for me, you know, I was waking up at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And as a trainer, you want to be successful, you got to get up before 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. You got to get up. Mm-hmm. Because you can't wake up at 10 o'clock and say, hey, here I am. Man, dude, there was time I would train clients, man, and, you know, I wouldn't show up. I would oversleep. Man. You know what I mean? And you know, it's, oh, God, forget it. You know what I mean?
You had to discipline yourself.
I had to discipline myself, man. And, you know, and even now, there's times when I'm a little late for work, but I'm coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? But more importantly, man, you know, there was a few times in my life, man, where I just wanted to quit because I allowed the outside noise to just creep in and tell me that I wasn't good enough. Tell me that I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I had to push past that, man. And I'm still growing. I'm you know, listen, man. To the day you die, there's always going to be work.
Yeah.
Working on yourself. It's always going to be. If you feel like you're at a certain level where you know it all, that's when you miss the point of life.
Yeah.
Life is progressive, man. You know what I mean? You're not going to always get it right, man. But hey, listen, fail forward. I played football, man. I played football all my life. And I played running back. Okay. And one of the things
Hey, it's Mr. Believe, and I'm here to tell you about Titan Protective Services, where they protect what matters most to you. Titan Protective Services provides innovative security solutions for apartment complexes, rental properties, and condominiums. We believe that as a family-run company, we are here to make sure your property is taken care of and protected from vandalism, theft, and destruction. Contact us today for your security needs. Visit www.titanproserv.com today or call us at 844-39-TITAN. That's 844-39-TITAN.
Told me is that when you fight for yards, cover up the ball and fall forward.
Yeah, there you go.
So how I transition that to life. Okay. Protect what's important to you. And when everything gets hard, keep pushing. Keep pushing. And when you fail forward.
There you go.
Right? Because everybody's going to fail. But I think people have a negative outlook on failure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, failure is beautiful. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough.
There you go.
And listen, Hollywood Hino, and I listened to him. He's a famous boxer, man. Hollywood Hino said something like, I fail every day. 95% of the time, 94% of the time, I fail. But that 6%, oh, Lord.
Yeah, yeah. That's when the victories come.
That's when the victory comes, man. You know, and you got to keep pushing, you know. So, but I didn't know that at the time. I was in deep depression. I couldn't even get my girlfriend out because she was depressed as well. I couldn't recognize that because I was in a place where I couldn't even get myself out. So I felt like giving up. There were times I contemplated suicide, man. You know what I mean? Because and it wasn't just that. It was a lot of other things that was going on in my life. Baby mama drama. You know what I mean? And amongst other things, man. But at the end of the day, man, keep pushing, because life is going to get better. You know, if you stay positive, you stay focused, it's going to get better, man. So I thank God that I didn't give up.
Yeah.
Because now it's on and popping.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I might fail. That's okay. I'm gonna keep pushing because I know on the other side of that failure, my blessing's coming.
Yes,
that's victory, man.
Yes, one of those things I think when people have to look at failure, it has to be more of a perspective of the way you look at it. Absolutely. Failure is not what you are; it's just an event.
Right. Just
like when you go to the concert, it's gonna come and it's gonna end. Right. It's like when a hurricane comes; it comes and it ends. Absolutely. Failure is that same thing. It's gonna happen, but it's gonna be over at some point. You gotta get up and keep on going.
Absolutely.
So, what has been your biggest accomplishment thus far in this journey that you've been on?
Man, can I talk outside of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, sure.
My daughter, man. My daughter has been my biggest accomplishment. Because before my daughter, I didn't know why I was doing things. I didn't know why. I didn't know why. I didn't know why, I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know why, I had to push past some of the BS. I didn't know why. When my daughter came, I saw purpose. Now, my purpose is not my daughter.
Yeah.
My purpose is bigger than that. But I found my reason for keep on pushing when everything goes low.
Yeah.
Like my father used to tell me, what made him push, what made him tick, is the fact that he saw me and my brother with empty plates in front of the table. That's what he saw himself. And since my daughter came, I've taken on that same vision, because my daughter has to eat. My daughter has to have a roof over her head.
Yeah.
My daughter has to have, listen, I ain't saying that, she gonna have Jordans, but she gonna have Spider-Man. She gonna have Wonder Woman shoes. You know what I mean?
Hey,
she
light up Skechers.
Right, light up Skechers. You got the wheelies. Hey, baby, you want the wheelies? Okay, we gonna skate across. You know what I mean? So, but it's just about providing, man. Since my daughter came, man, my world has shifted. My love has shifted. Because since my grandmother died in 2006, and it's crazy because I don't talk about it much, but when my grandmother died, I really felt like my life left. The love that I had left. It wasn't until my daughter came is when I found love again. And the reason why, I can't give up. Yeah, I can fail, but I can't give up. So, to me, that's the biggest part of entrepreneurship, man, having a why.
Definitely. And I can empathize with that, because my son, when he was born, it definitely, it gave me a different understanding of what love is, and having that purpose for somebody else, knowing that this little guy is depending on me.
Absolutely.
I'm his superhero. There's nothing he thinks I can't do.
Right.
And it makes me always want to just strive to be better and just get better.
Right.
So what are some of the biggest lessons that you learned?
Okay, so a few of the biggest lessons I've learned is that quiet the outside noise, because it's loud.
Yeah.
Everybody's pulling you in every direction. Sometimes you're even your loved one. And sometimes your significant other will try to pull you in a different direction.
True.
And not that they want to hurt you, because they think that's what's best for you. But the most important thing is everybody has a guiding system. Everybody. And the moment you listen outside of your guiding system is the moment that you get out of alignment in your life. When you start to listen to what other people have to say about you, and when you start to listen to what other people's vision of you is because there's a lot of people that, Darnell, you should do this. Oh, you should be a school teacher. You will be so great. Got to quiet that outside noise because that may not be my purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand is that, yeah, you're going to have opportunities, but not all opportunities are purposeful. There's some opportunities that comes your way to get you out of alignment of your true purpose. So I really feel like you have to quiet the outside noise. Even the haters. You got to quiet them.
Yeah.
They're rooting for you. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're rooting for you. They're watching you. Man, haters, I'm going to tell you something about haters. Haters are your biggest fans because they're watching everything you do.
To find something wrong.
But then when a hater says something about you, not all is false. Sometimes it can be better yourself. Sometimes, right. I'm like, okay. Dang, he said I didn't do that move right. Okay. Let me listen. Let me research that. Let me learn a little bit about that because maybe he's right. I'm not saying that all haters are right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is your enemy is going to tell the truth versus your loved ones. Sometimes.
That could be true. I can see that.
You see that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes your family members and people around you, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. But your haters, they'll never tell you what you want to hear.
That's a good perspective to take. You know, sometimes you just have to be able to be very reflective.
Right.
You know, and not take everything everybody says personal, family or haters, you know, and just be able to, is what they're saying, does it have any validity to it?
Right.
And if it doesn't, you throw it away.
Absolutely.
And the ones that do, that's the one you take, and you get better from that, like you said.
Absolutely. So that's one. That, you know, quiet outside noise. I would have to say another one would be love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself, man. You know, and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And they work hand in hand because as an entrepreneur, you can be working 14, 15, 20 hour, almost 20-hour days, and you don't take care of yourself, your body's going to break down.
True.
And I'm not saying that you just stop working, but progress. You know, learn to make passive income. You know, don't just work all your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because your body going to break down before the mind does.
Yeah. So
love yourself, take care of yourself, you know, and don't take everything so serious, man. To this day, man, I struggle with that because I'm as transparent as possible, man. I tell people, listen, this is where I mess up at, you know, and this is one of the things that I struggle with at times. You know, sometimes I'm hard on myself. I tell myself, man, come on, man, like you can do better than that. Listen, before anybody else gets on me, I get on myself. Yep. You know what I mean? But at the same time, understand, here's the game, man. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn. The trick is to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Do your best to not do it over again, but if it happens again, keep learning from it. Hold yourself accountable.
There you go.
All right? But give yourself a little bit of
grace,
you know what I mean, to get it right. And I think so many people put so pressure on themselves to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect, man. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make some wrong business moves. You're going to make some fleshly decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just a part of it, man. You know, but just be patient with yourself. It's going to pop. And when it pop, it's going to pop and it's going to be crazy. But be patient.
Definitely. So when you are going through stressful situations, how do you cope with it? Do you have like what do you do when you feel yourself under a lot of stress? Like, do you have a go-to or a getaway?
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, bro. Believe it or not, and it's funny. My people that know me, man, I love animals.
Okay.
I love animals. So for me, when everything is going a little crazy, I go on YouTube and I watch those videos on YouTube about the animals, man. Anything, man. Anything really, man. You know, I've watched Joe Rogan podcasts with some of the people who he has hunters that comes, and they have those crazy wolf stories and, you know, and bison stories, and I like to listen to that. I like to get into a zone, man, and just escape for a moment. You know what I mean? So I love animals, and when it comes to animals, man, I use that. I use that to kind of take me away. But physically, what I do when I'm struggling, man, I go to the beach at night, and I just sit out in the sand, man. I just watch the ocean, and it gives me so much clarity because there's no chaos. The only lights that I see are lights from the stars. Excuse me. You know, so I don't. You know, it's a way for me to just think clearly. So I don't do that all the time because I don't live that close to the beach. You know what I mean? And you know, it's a little bit of a drive, but for the most part, man, animals and going to the beach, man, is a way, kind of release my mind. And if I can't get to either one, I would say, man, just telling myself, charge to the game. I tell myself, charge to the game so many times, man. And what that means for me is that it happens.
Yeah.
Charge to the game, keep moving, take that L, and keep pushing on.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's just self-reflection and talking to myself. Because, listen, there's some time where I lose my head. Sometimes I have a temper. You know what I mean? Sometimes I yell, sometimes I cuss. But most important thing is, after that all goes over, I ask myself, why did that get you upset? Not what did that no, why did that get you upset, bro?
Yeah.
Because that's something that you got to work on.
Exactly.
So a lot of self-reflection, I would say.
That's good, man. I think we have to be more self-reflective as entrepreneurs and be able to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people can't be honest with themselves and they kind of miss the boat. They miss the lesson.
Absolutely.
But being able to have that time to self-reflect.
Absolutely.
So since you love all these animals, do you like going camping too?
Oh, man, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I grew up watching Animal Planet.
Oh, man.
Camping is a no-go. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. Man, look, man. Listen, people who camp, man, all power to you. I wish I could do what you do. But I've watched too many Animal Planet movies. I watched too many stuff, man. Those bears and those wolves and those cougars, man, they got me, bro.
My thing is, that's their environment.
Right.
And we have our environment. I don't want to try to get into theirs.
Right.
Mess anything up.
Right,
you know?
right. I don't want to mess up your dirt. I want to mess up your grass, man. Y'all good. Y'all can have that, man.
Yeah, man. You guys can have all that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I was asking a lot of people this question, and because of the COVID, a lot of people don't have 5-year plans anymore.
Okay.
But do you have a vision for where you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Absolutely, man. Pandemic or not. Because for me, I'm not going to allow what happens with the world. Now, again, this is God willing. Because I don't know what's going to happen.
True.
In 5 years. You know what I mean? But at the same time, my plan, my vision for my life is to have a studio, to own a studio. And within the next 2-3 years, let's just say 5 years, to have a studio is flourishing. Pandemic rules, coronavirus rules, you know what I mean? Social distancing, masks and stuff like that. But that's my main thing. In 5 years, I want to be married, hopefully have another kid. But more importantly, man, no, nothing more important than that. But when we're talking about entrepreneurship, for me, I want to have at least 2 more sources of income.
Okay.
If one thing that the coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, has taught me, that you cannot rely on just one income.
Definitely.
Man, you cannot rely on just one income. You have to have a way to hustle. Multiple sources of income. Whether it's stocks, whether it's passive income, doing surveys, whatever it is. You got to find another way to make income, because when something else is not going and something happens where they shut everything down again, you got to have a way to feed your kids.
Exactly.
You got to have a way to feed your family. You know what I mean? So for me, and I'll get long-winded, I like to talk.
Not a problem.
But more importantly, man, my 5-year plan, just to kind of bring it back in, is owning a studio. It flourishing, because I'm speaking positive, right? Being married, having another kid, hopefully, and really just having sources of income, man, and living on a beautiful house on a lake. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That lake,
not the
definitely
woods,
a
though.
lake view.
Not the woods.
No, not in the woods. I like the water view.
Like the water view.
Yes, sir. So, what mistakes do you say you wish you could have avoided in your journey?
I have a lot of those, man. Let me think. Okay, so the first mistake that I made was when I played football in 2018. I played semi-pro.
I played a little semi-pro too, man.
Yep. Oh man,
Yeah,
dude.
back in 2000, I think between 2010 and 2014.
Okay.
I played for the Magic City Bulls. I don't know
Oh yeah, man. I know about them, man. Magic City Bulls, crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
So we were in the same league as Magic City Bulls. I played for
Okay.
South Florida Chargers.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
And I bust my knee.
Ooh,
Man, I didn't get a chance to even run the football. I was blocking.
That's one thing there. Yes.
So
No insurance.
no insurance. Man, there was no team doctor. We were in Sarasota. No, we were somewhere in Tampa.
Okay.
And I rode back on the bus with no medical help. Just my knee busted. And the 4-hour drive. I couldn't even get out the bus to get some food. You know what I mean? So I stayed on the bus because they stopped. It took a while. Man, it was horrible. Anyways, the reason why I say
Hey, it's Mr. Believe, and I want to tell you about Unique African Boutique. It is a beautiful collection of authentic clothing, jewelry, accessories, and art that are made with the highest quality from artisans in Africa. What you get from Unique African Boutique, you can't get from anywhere else. Our entire collection is made up of one-of-a-kind pieces that promote the culture, music, and lifestyle of Africa, with care for the artisans and their families and their livelihood. Shop Unique African Boutique today at shopuniqueafricanboutique.com.
that was a bad decision on my part because I was being selfish. I was trying to relive my glory days.
Yeah.
You know, because when I was playing football, man, they used to call me D-Train.
Okay.
When I was, you know, when I was playing football, I felt like my highest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, you know, the girls had my number on the arm, on the cheek. You know what I mean? I was like, okay.
Playing in the game, I used to love it.
Right, man. So I was trying to relive my glory days, man, and I had to be humbled. Man, because my glory days are in the past, but I have a new set of glory days.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
I was living in the past. Mm-hmm. So when I played football, and I played running back, so it's and I was playing fullback at the time, so it's a very physical position.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have done that. But I thank God that I did do that because now I know not to go back and do it.
Yeah. Can't live life looking in the rearview mirror.
Right, man. Yeah, man. So, sometimes we go through things not only to go through them, but to learn, and to find more of ourselves. You know what I mean? And every time you have a failure, again, like I said earlier, every time you have a failure, you're going to learn from it. You got to learn from it.
Yeah.
Because life going to humble you. God going to humble you.
Yeah.
So I would say that because I was being selfish, and I was out of work. I went back to work that following Monday, but I was in crutches. So and my knee wasn't right for about 6 months. So
I hope it wasn't torn or nothing.
Man, I don't even know. I didn't even go to the doctor, man. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Listen, I'm good. Just heal on its own, man.
Yeah.
And today was the first day I did powerlifting. So, I was
recent, 2018, not too long ago.
Yeah, man. So, that was my last time playing football, man, and now I'm just go back to coaching. I learned my lesson, man.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I had a little injury too when I played for the Bulls, and I was lucky enough to have the business I was working for is out of business right now, Sports Authority.
Okay.
But I was lucky enough to get hurt the next time I went to work.
Okay.
A piece of machinery fell on the same leg.
Oh.
So I kind of was able to use the work.
Yeah. Man, that's lucky to
recover. But yeah, man, it definitely was a selfish time. But you know, I can understand that when you're playing football, those who played it understand like that desire, that love never leaves.
Absolutely.
So, what tips do you have for any aspiring entrepreneurs out there?
The most important tip I can give you is that it's not going to all be pretty. It's not going to, just like we said in the beginning, it's going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, that's not to put negativity. That's not to say that you can't flourish, but understand that it is a process. You can't expect fast results. You know, you have to put in the work, and you have to keep working. And listen, it's nothing. Listen, I love playing video games, man. You know what I mean? Listen, don't get me wrong, but when you choose video games over putting more work in,
that's a problem.
It's gonna be hard for you to make it, man. You know what I mean? You gotta literally sacrifice time spent with your kids sometimes. You know, you gotta sacrifice certain things, you know, to get to where you need to get to. Yeah. And you have to remember that there are going to be times when everybody's going to be, when I told you about quieting that noise, everybody's going to say, oh, you don't spend time here. You don't spend time here. You got to stay focused, man. Because a lot of men, and I'm not splitting up the genders here. I'm not being, you know, what's the word? Misogynistic? Is that a word? So what I'm saying is men are programmed differently. So our first rule of thumb is to provide. And the moment that we start to listen to outside noise and starting to spend more time versus providing, sometimes we can lose that sense of providing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, the biggest thing has been quieting the outside noise, but you know, understanding that it's not going to be right then and there. Yeah. You know, when I started in 2011. I wasn't really saying I was a trainer, really, because, you know, I trained a little bit, but I wasn't a trainer. You know, I hustled. You know, I wasn't a trainer until 2013. Yeah. But 2011, I quit my job. Didn't know much about fitness. I just knew I was going to train, and I was just going to do it. So it's a beautiful thing, but I was a little ill-advised at the time. You know, so. When it comes to that, man, I really thought it was gonna blow. I really thought it was gonna blow, and I didn't understand that it may not blow. And you have to be okay with that at times. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I really feel like, you know, so many entrepreneurs think that, oh, I have this great idea, it's gonna pop right now. You're gonna take some losses. True. Understand that you're gonna take, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna take losses, and you have to be okay with that.
Have to,
you know, because without those losses, man, it's hard to make it. So yeah, I would say that would have to be my
tip. Okay.
So we're about to get into the this or that segment. We get to find out a little bit more about how Darnell thinks with his mindset. Where's his mind at? So, this or that. Audiobooks or podcasts? Which one do you prefer?
Podcast.
Are there any podcasts that you would recommend to your listeners out there?
Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan podcast for sure. The Gary V Experience podcast. I love that. And Eric Thomas.
Yes, I love
Secret to Success podcast. That is a blessing to you. So any entrepreneur or even just people in general, go watch Secret to Success podcast. That's my favorite. Okay. And it's beautiful.
Those are dope. Those are some dope ones.
For sure.
Now, Facebook or Instagram, which app do you like best?
Oh, man, that's hard. You know, listen, man, that's a rack my brain, man, because, listen, I get a little looser on Instagram. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's easier to post my workout videos on Instagram versus Facebook, but I love both, man. I'm on Facebook all day for the videos. Okay. Man, I could be on Facebook, you know, in between my training, of course. You know, I could be on that for a few, you know, little time. I'm working on that. Yeah. But I'll probably, okay, let me take it back. I'll probably choose Facebook over Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more of an Instagram guy. Facebook is just so much going on. I just recently started getting back. I didn't even have it on my phone until probably a couple of months ago. Oh, wow. The podcast. It was just so, when I re-downloaded it, it was totally different from what it was when I used to have it. Now there's this watch section, there's the feed section, there's the
group section, it's just a lot.
It's a lot to learn.
Compared to Instagram, where it's just boop, scroll.
Oh, Instagram for sure is a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just, for me...
I'm not making myself seem old by saying
right.
that.
Man, for me, I love to laugh, man. So, I go on Facebook, and what Facebook does, and once you watch the video, it'll kind of, like, structure out videos that's kind of similar to what you watch.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're scrolling down, you know, you'll watch videos, you'll keep on laughing and watching crazy videos. So.
Yeah, that happens with me. One of my favorite videos I've been watching lately, I like to watch UFC fights. I don't know why sometimes. And my favorite fighter right now is Adesanya. That guy's killing it.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's a Nigerian UFC guy. I think he just won the middleweight or something like that. But he's killing it right now.
Okay.
Now, the next one is a music question. We just recently had, I believe, one of the best versus battles. So I'm going to ask you, who would you choose?
Okay.
Rick Ross or 2 Chainz?
Oh, man, Rick Ross.
All day?
All day. Yeah, man.
Why?
Man, first of all, he's Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's Miami. You know what I mean?
305.
He's 305. You know what I mean? That's number one. But when it comes to hits, man, like, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day, man, the barber. Man, hit for hit, Rick Ross is just, he demolished 2 Chainz, man. You know what I mean? Like,
he does have a large catalog.
Yeah, man. You know, when 2 Chainz was Titty Boy, that's when he was, you know, was up there. Yeah. But, you know, he has some fire albums, some fire songs, but when it comes to music and hit for hit, Rick Ross, man. Yeah. No contest.
Yeah, I wish 2 Chainz would have went more into his mixtape bag.
Right.
That versus battle.
Right. Or even his features. Yeah. Because he has some fire features.
That's true.
That are probably better than his normal songs.
True.
So, but Rick Ross. Either way.
Okay. I think you wanted to battle myself too, so I agree with you.
Man, when he brought the woman out and she was massaging her shoulders, man, I was like, oh man, he done destroyed this dude. He's a boss, man. He destroyed this dude, man. So
he's definitely what you call an entertainer. Right. They're definitely entertaining. And then the meme with him doing a little
absolutely, for sure.
Oh man, he definitely killed it. So the next question, I usually ask a sports comparison, but for me, I've been listening to a lot since I was a former college player. This has been important to me, and I like what I've been hearing. I haven't kept up too much because I don't watch too much news because it's always negative and all that stuff. But I heard the players wanted to protest this year, not play, because they're not getting paid.
Right.
So how do you feel about players getting paid from the NCAA finally?
Well, listen, they just passed a rule in the state of Florida that I think it's starting next year, that the players in Florida can get paid.
So they did like similar to California?
Similar to California.
Woo!
Exactly. So that's going to help with recruiting.
Yes.
Number one. So in Florida, they're good. They're going to get paid for their likeness and image.
That's
but as far as the rest of the country, man, I really feel like, you know, pay these kids, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, but what I didn't like about it, you know, was that they canceled NCAA 2014, 15 and 16 and 17, man. That's the one game. I know you didn't ask this question. Dude, that's the, listen.
My PS3 just died like 2 months ago. That's the only game I played.
Man, when I tell you, man, Madden was okay. Yeah, Madden, I like it. All right. But NCAA, man, when you get into the HBCUs and you get to create, you know, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. When it comes to football, don't play me because I cheat. Listen, I will put my player's speed all the way to 99. I'll go through every player, even the lineman, 99 speed. Don't play me because I cheat. But anyways, no, getting back on topic, man, you know, I think pay these kids, man. You know what I mean? These kids are, you know, and then here's the bad part about it. They get in trouble for borrowing money from these big-time millionaires or just people in general. Taking gifts. You know what I mean? And these kids, they're hungry, man. You know what I mean? These kids want to have a life. They're in college. It's you're partying all the time. So why can't you pay these kids? You know, listen, man, give them an extra $1,000, $1,200 a month.
Exactly.
For a college student,
that's gold right there.
That's gold, man. You know, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? But to not pay these people and then, you know, fine them or even cancel their bowl season because they can't, because, you know, somebody took a gift, that's wrong. You know what I mean? So I think something should be done about that.
I know it's maybe not this year because a lot of conferences are canceling out.
Yeah.
But man, I think something should be done about that. You know what I mean? And I hope the Players Association, come down to agreement with that and bring NCAA back.
Yeah, man. That number one, they need to bring that back.
Right.
And they need to I think they should just cancel the whole regime of whoever's leading the NCAA right now.
Oh my God.
Just get them out of there.
Get them out, man.
Because they're making. I remember one year they said Alabama would make like $42 million in a year, just the football program.
What?
Like $42 million.
You couldn't tell me.
And this guy Nick Saban probably makes like $7, $8 million or whatever dollars.
11.
And you mean to tell me none of the players can take a gift or proceeds or anything?
That's crazy, man.
They just made you millionaires.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's ridiculous.
Now, this last question, I know you're a fitness guy, so it's a problem that I have. I have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
So every time I go to the grocery store, it's either or. One of these two I'm getting. I have to get it.
Right.
Unfortunately, well, but this month I've been doing good. I'm on a no sugar for the month of August.
Okay.
No sugar diet, but I always have to choose chocolate chip cookies or Oreos.
I'm an Oreo guy, man.
Oreos?
I'm Oreo all day, man.
Yeah, I love me some Oreos. How do you like them?
Man, listen, I like them just how they are.
Yeah?
Yeah. I get in trouble. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a trainer, but I love to eat. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm be honest with you, man. I ain't gonna sit on this podcast and try to lie to you. Yeah. Listen, I like to eat from time to time, man. And, I never had a fried Oreo. But Oreos to die for, man. I love Oreos. If I don't have Oreos, I'll get chocolate chip. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem. You know what I mean? But I'm an Oreo guy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I like my Oreos to be frozen.
Okay.
I don't care what type. I've tried all the flavors pretty much. As long as they're frozen, I got some almond milk.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice and crunchy is good.
I'm not much of a milk person.
Fried Oreos, they get too soggy to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can see how it can. I mean, I'm gonna try it one day. I ain't gonna lie to you. But frozen Oreos. Yeah, they're popping. I'm not much of a milk guy, other than eating cereal from time to time or every day. For sure. Oreos, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I eat milk is when I'm eating cookies. My wife always asks me that for me it's a sin not to have a glass of almond milk.
Right.
Cookies. I'm not having it. I don't want the cookies.
Right.
I gotta have my almond milk.
Man, for me it's juice.
Yeah.
I got a problem. I gotta make sure juice is always and not just any juice. I gotta make sure passion fruit is in my refrigerator. Passion fruit from Welch's.
Yeah.
If passion fruit's not in I don't want it. And Body Armor. That's my problem.
Okay. So now we're coming up to the end of the podcast, man. I just want to say, Darnell, thank you, man, for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Man, listen, I appreciate you for bringing me on, man. This is fun, man. This is fun.
Yeah,
for
man.
Sure.
And I just want to say to you, man, I appreciate what you're doing in the community. What you're doing as a trainer, as a coach, is definitely needed in our community, especially someone that's of your complexion.
Right.
We need people that are role models. You're coaching. That's also great because now you can talk to the kids. I just now recently started back coaching again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna enjoy that, man. Being able to impart some wisdom into these kids. Cause
absolutely.
I took a hiatus for about 3-4 years, and the players they still keep in contact with me to this day. Man.
Wow, that's what's up.
You can make an impact in kids' lives, and you can be that person they can look to or come to for advice. It's another type of great feeling, man, making that impact.
And that's what it's about, man. Because I'm sure you had coaches that weren't always the best.
Yeah.
And they didn't always put you in the correct position. My high school coach, listen, I'm not going to get on here and slander him, but I've always vowed from my high school program, I always vowed that when I was the coach again, that I was going to make sure that I do my best to put kids in a position to succeed. Mm. And that's something that, definitely, wanted to work on. But, I love it, man. But I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man. And, with this podcast, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's my first podcast, man. Can you tell?
First of many.
First of many.
Beginning,
for sure.
So before we go, I want you to let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, whether they're looking for some fitness training, some personal coaching training, or whatever that is. Let them know how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, man. find me at DC Live Fit on Instagram. That is DCLIVE on Instagram, or DCinspires.me. That's my life coaching page. You can connect with me on that page. You can DM me if you want some life coaching. Also, if you want some personal training, again, DC Live Fit. That's my training page. Or find me on Facebook, Darnell Cunningham. Just don't judge me when I post, because I post a lot of funny stuff.
This show is brought to you by Believe in Yourself. Don't forget to visit IBelieveInMeInc.com. That's IBelieveInMeInc.com for all your BIY swag. That's I Believe in Me Inc. for all your BIY swag. And we'll see you on the next episode.